about different red violets you can use in place of this. There are so many. Amsterdam, Matisse, you can mix different colors, but you know, it's like a, well, it's a red violet. Oh my gosh, Jude.
Perfect.
Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, I want to do something on a hexagon canvas. I was downstairs going through taking stock really in all the canvases that I still have, and I realized, you know what, I haven't done anything on a hexagon canvas in a while, and so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna have some fun. I've got a couple of paints that I'm like, ooh, yeah, that'd be a nice color combo, so let's just have some fun with that. So that's what we're gonna do today, so let's go get started. All right, we are gonna go over all of the paints, the mediums, and all that good stuff, what we're gonna be using today. We've got 2 paints and 2 paints only. And they are both mixed up with my Valspar High Gloss Base C. All right, this one here is my Jo Sonja Black Umber. And if you can't get this, I was thinking about it. I was kind of like, black umber. I would be under the impression to take like a burnt umber and then any kind of a black and mix them together to come up with, because it's more of a brownish black than a true black, this black umber. At any rate, if you can't get a hold of the Jo Sonja, I got this I think at Jerry's. Artarama is the only place that I've seen black umber, but yeah, maybe I'll experiment with that to see. At any rate, this is the consistency of it. And then this guy here, I got Jo Sonja today, is Jo Sonja Red Violet. And I know I've talked about different red violets you can use in place of this. There are so many. Amsterdam, Matisse, you can mix different colors, but you know, it's like a, well, it's a red violet. Oh my gosh, Jude. All right, here, this is the consistency of this one here. And these are the only 2 paints that we're gonna use. I kind of wanted something simple. I've used this color palette before, and I'm like, you know what, I wanna try doing something with this right now since I have them both mixed up. So these are the colors. And my cell activators, I've got 2 of them. And they're both mixed up with my Australian Floetrol here. And the white one is Amsterdam Titanium White. Mixed about 3-to-1. I've been starting with 3-to-1, but sometimes if it feels too thick, I'll just throw in a little bit more Floetrol. So it just depends. And sometimes when they're standing here too, they can fluctuate with the environment that they're in. And if they get too thin, add some more paint. If it's too thick, add a little bit more Floetrol. But there's that cell activator. And then my gold is a mixture of, this is just personal preference. I just love how this gold comes out. So I've always mixed the PBO Studio Acrylics Iridescent Precious Gold and then the Atelier Pale Gold. But you can use, you know, Amsterdam has some really pretty golds too. I just love the way this dries. And this one I actually thinned down because it looked like it was getting too thick. So I'm going to say this is about 4-to-1, which is 4 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint. And since I use 2 paints, it's about half and half of that 1 part paint here for this. But here is the consistency of that. And my pillow. We're going to be using the PPG Multi Pro, the white pastel base eggshell. a full container here. And here's the consistency of that. It's starting to cool off where I live, so my paints aren't so thin anymore. All right, that's everything we're going to use. Let me get the canvas up here and we will talk about that. All right, I have got this hexagon canvas. I used to use a lot of these. I love them, and I forgot about them. And I recently saw it. I'm like, you know what? I feel like I had a few left over, and I wanted to give them a go. And I saved the wrapper. I get these. I used to get these at Hobby Lobby. I'll measure it. It just says white 8" by 8". Clearly, this is not. So I'm curious how they measure it. I'm curious why it's measured as 8" because if we go from this corner to this corner, it's about 15 3/4, and then this is about 13 and a half and some change. But what about, that's it right there. One of these edges is 8 inches, so that's what they're saying. The sides are 8 inches. So now I know, and now you know. At any rate, we are using this hexagon canvas. I have taped it up on the back. And I would like to do a floating bloom with just these simple colors here, and hopefully I can get it to float. I'm thinking about putting a gold cell activator in the back just to kind of give it a little bit something. Maybe. I'm still thinking on that. Or do I just want to use the white and the gold in the bloom itself and leave it white in the background? I haven't quite fleshed that out. I'm going to think about it a little bit more as I get the pillow on here. You know what? I just want to keep it simple. I've made the decision. I'm not going to swipe a gold background. I'm just going to use that as my cell. I'm going to use the 2 cell activators in the bloom. All right, I'm going to put this down first because I kind of want these to come up in the magenta, like kind of like spots, like almost like leopard spots, if that makes sense. That's what I'm envisioning in my head. I could be totally wrong. And then here's the red violet. Sometimes I like to just do simple with 1 or 2 colors, and that's it. All right. I'm going to put the gold down first. And then I'm going to do the white on top of it. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. There's little dendrites there. Whew. Ooh, that looks pretty. Let's let that fill in. I feel like being whimsical today. That's pretty. That is really pretty. I don't want to do anything else. I mean, it's so simple. So many cells in here. I just want to spin this out and see how it looks. So I'm going to meet you over at the spinner box and we're going to spin this out. All right, here's what we got before we spin it out. So pretty. I think what I want to do, make sure this isn't moving. I want to spin this out. I may have to add a little bit more pillow onto it, but I'd like to spin it out first and see where we're at. So I'm going to give it a good spin. Make sure it's centered. All right. Ooh. Yeah. All right, I'm going to give it one more good spin before I add anything. I may add just a little bit of paint. That's good. Yeah. Just a little bit to help it along. Woo! This is gorgeous. You get those. I'm getting some dendrites here. I saw them before I blew it out. It's kind of giving it an edge there. I'm kind of digging it. We're going to go with it. All right. Let's this way just a little. Wow. Oh, this is so dreamy. I got a little bit of movement in the center, but I don't want to spin it too much more. I don't mind that the little tendrils go off, but I was trying not to get one of the petals to go off. So I'm going to go this way just a little bit more. I just want to see if I can get the paint over this too. All right. Whew. Oh, I love that lightning in the middle there. I'm not going to point. I have so learned my lesson with that. So pretty. Yeah, I've got movement in the middle, but that might be all right. Some movement can be okay, especially if you're stretching your paints a little bit too thin. I just kind of see what happens. But yeah, there's definitely, we've got those edges coming in. I'm digging that. I am absolutely digging that. Do I do one more baby spin? Make sure all my edges are covered. Oof. Wow. Yep. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I like it this way. Like with this here at the bottom. But this is a hexagon, so it could technically go many different ways. Ooh, that's cool too with this at the bottom. But I'm kind of digging this way with the lightning kind of going that way. Whoo, yeah, okay, all right. I don't want to point, I don't want to point. I will give my whole assessment after it dries at the end of the video, as I usually do. But I'm going to get cleaned up, and then I will bring you over this thing for the wet flyover and the dry flyover, and I will be back at the end for my assessment and closing thoughts. I forgot how much I love these hexagon canvases. I might have to go get some more. This piece, it turned out better than I even imagined. I just love it so much. And what's funny is I kept talking about the dendrites that were coming up, and I realized it's the black umber. Because when I was mixing it up, it was a little chunky in there, and I'm like, we're just gonna go with it. But I think it's just older paint that's been sitting there, and it might be starting to separate a little bit. But I'm not opposed to this cool effect. So I'm still going to use it. I think it's actually really cool. But right here, I did have a little gnat get in the piece as it was drying, but you can't really see it too much. But yeah, other than that, this dried really, really well. And I love the subtle shimmers that the gold brought in with it, as well as you saw it in the light just before I came back on here. But I love just these two colors together. I knew it would kind of bring this combination. So let me know. I would love to hear what you thought of this piece, and have you tried a hexagon canvas yourself in these colors, or even something similar? So let me know in the comments below. And with that, thank you so much for being here and watching this video, and I will see you at the next one.